1976 was a massively influential year for popular music. In fact, it's fair to say that there are albums released in that year that permanently changed the face of popular music. Those albums and many others from 1976 are marking their 50th anniversaries in this year, 2026. In this series, we're looking at 30 plus albums from 1976 that are turning 50 this year. These are not necessarily the best albums of 1976, whatever that means, and not all of them even qualify as my personal favorite albums from that year. They are, however, albums that I found noteworthy, that made some lasting impression on me, and that I wanted to talk about with you. The album we're discussing in this episode, though, yeah, kind of special. Hey there, Swan Shadow here. Welcome back to The Nest. In 1976, Earth, Wind & Fire were in the middle of a phenomenal run. Beginning with their fifth studio album, Open Our Eyes, in 1974, and continuing through Faces in 1980, the band released a series of 6 absolutely killer studio albums that combined jazz, R&B, funk, soul, and rock in a way that no one else had figured out in quite the same way. All 6 of those albums are magnificent, but the third in that stretch, Spirit, Earth, Wind & Fire's 7th studio album, came out in 1976. So it's the album in that run that turns 50 this year. What often strikes me when I listen to Spirit, or any of Earth, Wind & Fire's 1970s albums really, is just how much fun this music is. The people playing and singing these songs always sound as if they're having a terrific time, even when the lyrics center on serious or emotional themes. Because I can hear and feel the performers' joy, their music never fails to put a smile on my face. Contrast this with entire genres of modern popular music in which the musicians sound perpetually depressed or angry or bored or otherwise disenchanted with life. Yeah, I know those kinds of music speak to certain audiences, as is evidenced by their popularity, but they rarely speak to me. Spirit was completed under some rather difficult circumstances. The band's longtime co-producer, Charles Stepney, who also collaborated with such talents as blues legends Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf, pop soul singers like Minnie Riperton and Denise Williams, and even jazz legend Ramsey Lewis. Stepney died unexpectedly of a heart attack during the recording sessions for this album. But there's nothing at all depressing or funereal about Spirit. It's bursting with life and light and Earth, Wind & Fire's trademark spiritual leanings. No pun intended. Even the softer, more reflective tracks on the album, such as the eponymous Earth, Wind & Fire, rest on an underpinning that's uplifting and soul-stirring and glorious. And the standout singles, Getaway and Saturday Night, are guaranteed to get you up and moving and grooving. The other factor I notice about Spirit, and again about all of Earth, Wind & Fire's output during this period, is just how great the recording sounds. The music may be of its time, but the production is clear and crisp and modern. Every instrument, and there are a lot of instruments, sits perfectly balanced within its place in the mix. All of the vocals shine through, prominent and clean. I never find myself thinking, what did they just say? It's impressive to think that there's no digital trickery, no electronic tweaking or enhancement. Just a tight ensemble of professional musicians playing and singing up a storm. And they do it like nobody's business. When Spirit's final track, the wistful Burning Bush, fades out, my first impulse is to start the album over again and relive the experience. What higher testament is there to a musical enterprise than that? What do you think about Earth, Wind & Fire's Spirit from 1976? Share your impressions with me in the comments below. And while you're at it, it would be really cool if you'd tap that thumbs up if you dig what we're doing here. And subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see and hear more of it. We've got another 20 episodes in this series looking back at the memorable albums of that memorable year, 1976. And I personally would love to have you along for the ride. I'll see you when I see you. As always, please be well and do well by the people around you. We need to look out for and look after one another more than ever in these challenging times. And you know I've got to know, is there gas in the car? Yes, there's gas in the car.